talking about life, going sip for sip. Yeah, you know you love to fight, and I say shit I don't mean, but I'm still gonna wake up on you and me. I know that last night we let the liquor talk. I can't remember everything we said, but we said it all. You told me that you wish I was somebody you never met, but baby, something's telling me this ain't over yet. No way it was our last night. No way it was our last night. No way it was the last night that we break up. I see your taillights in the dust. You call your mama, I call your bluff. In the middle of the night,
what up, Brady?
right back up. Yeah, my friends say let her go. Your friends say what the hell, I wouldn't trade your kind of love for nothing else. Oh baby, last night we let the liquor talk. I can't remember everything we said, but we said it all. You told me that you wish I was somebody you never met, but baby,
Yes, sir.
something's
$500.
telling me this ain't over yet. No way it was our last night. We said we had enough. I can't remember everything we said, but we said too much. I know you packed your shit and slammed the door right before you left, but baby, something's telling me this ain't over yet. No way it was our last night. No way it was our last night. I know you said this time you really weren't coming back again, but baby, something's telling me this ain't over yet. No way it was our last night. No way it was our last night.
Let's see here. Just gonna go with my good old favorite. All right, let's get it going. Oh, can't find the hole. Story of my life. Some guy. Yes, sir. We already know it's your favorite. That's sarcasm, people. Jowers. Come on, Salt Man. Get it. Just get it, man. Just do it, man. The longer you look at it, the longer it'll be there. And if it's a customer saw, the longer it sits there, the longer it takes for you to get paid. Also, saw, just because I feel like we're homies, clean those damn saws of yours. Come on, man. I'm just joshing. But for real, man. Clean those damn things up. Now, I know everybody, I know sometimes I get it. It's at least once a stream. Yes, we have a DeWalt Impact here, but we do love our favorites, Milwaukee, but this is just what we have right now. We'll see if we can get this one off with the good old hammer and whack. Got it. Let's see. Yeah. This is when an impact would come in handy, because my little sissy boy hands are hurting now. But you don't need power tools to work on these things. Arthritis. Whew. Will you marry me? Oh. Ah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We got a celebrity in the house, y'all. Oliver D. I'm sorry, my friend. I do not know how to pronounce your last name. I promise I am a little more educated than that. Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, Oliver Deej. I'm going to just say Oliver Deej. Go check him out. All right, all right, all right. Hope everyone is doing well tonight. If you're going to be out doing Halloween shenanigans, be safe out there. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, let's just get rid of that. Let's just get rid of this annoyance here. I actually just got back to the shop. I was out for a little bit, getting a little dinner. Whoa, whoa. All right, let's see what's going on here. Well, let's see. Jeez. There's like screws in here missing and stuff. Like what? The chain grinder all the steel dealers have to have. Don't need a grinder. Don't need a grinder. Hand file is the way. Unless you're doing chain sharpening for a business, $1,000 for the USG. I mean, it's cool. I've used it when I was working at the power equipment shop. That's all I was using. But I don't know. On a machine, I can do about 6 or 7 chains a minute. Whoa, a minute. Whoa, no, 6 or 7 chains in about an hour. Come to find out, you can still do that with hand filing. I'm getting ready for somebody to be like, "Oh, that's nothing, man. That ain't nothing." Okie dokie. Woo. There we go. What's going on here? Let's see. What the fudge? Don't really want to take the handle off, but you know what? Nonsense. We don't need all that crap. Oh boy. Alrighty. I used to hate these type of screwdrivers with the little magnetic bits, but you know what? Look who's using them now. They're not too bad. They're not bad. And there you are, ladies and gents. Your 500i top end cylinder fuel injection or fuel injector setup here. And this is all that we were going for tonight. Piston shot. But the real star of the show is going to be the cylinder. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's get our mounting screws out of there. There's 4 of them. So, the reason I'm doing this is because, well, for one, we have no spark. But let me turn this down here for a second, because we don't have spark. So I've already troubleshooted this every which way with the 500i that we had. It was our personal. It was brand new. Troubleshooted it every which way. Everything from the generator, the ignition sensor, ignition module. All that was left to do was plug it into that MDG little apparatus, and I don't have that. Okay, so I told my buddy, my customer, all customers are my friends though, we're all buddies. I was like, you know what, man, I'm sorry, but you know what, we're gonna have to take it to the shop, do the whole reset thing, you know, because it's gadgets now. And he was like, cool. He's like, you think they'll just be able to do that for me? I was like, they should just be able to do that for you. Obviously there is some markings here. From what I am seeing here, okay, we got a little bit of a hang there, but that's okay, because we're gonna do our best to restore this cylinder sleeve, like I've already been doing and have done to this 084 cylinder here. I started porting it. This is a side project, so it's not really important right now, but that's what it looks like now. You should have seen what it looked like before. So everything up until this upper part here that I'm feeling, it is catching my nail. But a little sanding, should be fine. This cylinder is still good. One of the things that got me motivated to restoring cylinder sleeves, assuming that they're not super gouged, meaning, you know, deep scoring where it's catching the nail. Right now, this is just aluminum deposits, or whatever you want to call it. It's just transfer from the piston. Obviously, this upper part right here, where is it? Hold on a second. I know I felt it. Yes. Right there. it's a little gougy where it's hanging up the nail, but a little sanding, a little Scotch Brite. I mean, it's a beautiful cylinder though. Look, barely any carbon deposits. I mean, this thing. I mean, it's a really good condition 500i. So we took it to the shop, or my buddy took it to the shop. We paid the $60 to drop it off, and we were like, look, man, we're not getting spark. What can you tell us? If anything, just reset it for us. Long story short, they didn't tell us anything about the spark issue. All they said was, oh, you need a top end. You're fucked, bud. Hold on a second. What? What can you tell us about no spark? Oh, no. You need a new top end. It's gonna be at least $700. Like 400 for, so that's like saying $400 for the top end, so piston cylinder, and then another $300 for labor. Woo. It does not take 3 hours to do a top end replacement. So my buddy calls me back and he says, bro, he's like, they're saying I need a new top end, like $700. I said, cool. So, but compression's fine. That doesn't mean, just because you have good compression does not mean that you have a good conditioned cylinder sleeve. It just means that you have good compression still. But I said, okay, well, that's fine. We kind of knew all that already because your boy knew that already. But it was fine. We just wanted to do some testing to see how it ran, whatever. I said, okay, so what did they tell you about no spark? And he said, oh, no, they didn't even say nothing about that. They just said new top end. We can do it for you for $700. I said, so, but what about the spark issue? Why aren't we getting spark? All they had to do was connect it, do the whole reset, I'm pretty sure. Blah, blah, blah. They didn't want to mess with that. They just wanted to tell us it needs a new top end. So what I got from that is, obviously they want to make some money because it's going to cost a lot more to do a top end job than to do a little troubleshooting on the no spark issue, which I'm pretty sure, if I understand it correctly, all they had to do was plug it in, do their little reset thing, whatever, and whatever. And I said, well, that doesn't make any sense. That's like taking your car because it has a dead battery, or it's just, and then they're saying, oh, you need a new engine. Instead of saying, well, maybe you need a new alternator or you need a new battery. I said, you know what, man, that's bullshit. They're just messing around at that point. You know what? Bring it back to me. I'll restore the cylinder sleeve literally just by sanding away a little Scotch Brite. Obviously, you just got to make sure you're not going through the chrome plating. I have some buddies here at the local power equipment shop. They are now my buddies. I've taken the time to meet them, to know them, and once I get this cleaned up a little bit, which it doesn't need much because everything else is smooth as can be. It's just a little bit of transfer, other than up here has a little bit of hang on the nail, a little catch on the nail. They can just plug it in for me and call it a day. The piston, yeah, the piston, I'm not even gonna mess with that because that's all bad. Ooh, those piston rings are nice and they're not even moving. So we're not even gonna mess with the piston. What I'm gonna mess with is just clean this up a little bit and get a new piston replacement, and then take it over to the shop and say, hey, can you please, obviously we'll kick them down a couple bucks. I know they'll try to say, no, man, you're good, but we're gonna kick them down a few bucks. Because I almost went and bought the MDG. Now I think they're like on the MDG2 or whatever, but I'm glad I didn't, because for one, not to sound like a snob ass, it's not about the price. It's a little bit more than just going out and buying the little gadget and then buying a little laptop and plugging it in. You got to have access to the updates, to the firmware updates, which makes sense. So who has that access? Steel dealers. We are not a steel dealer yet. That's the goal. I don't know. I don't even know if I want to be a dealer, honestly. There's a lot of bullshit that comes along with that. So it's not that easy to just go and buy that little apparatus. But since we have some connects now, we can get this connected. So right now the goal is get a piston replacement, because this is really bad. I mean, look at the rings. They're not even moving. They don't even move. I've never seen that. So right now we're just going to focus on just cleaning it up a little bit. Literally, just a little bit. It's really nice. There's a little hang up. Where was it? There is. No, I know there is. Hold on. Yes. But we're just going to do the whole thing. Okay. So let's not waste any time. Let's just get to it, because if I can get this cleaned up a little bit, well, it's not if I can, we will. Then we can take it down to the shop tomorrow, get it connected, do a little resetty, and then this is actually our ignition module from our shop 500i. We've already sold our 500i with this 500i ignition module. I was like, bro, it doesn't have the original. And they're like, bro, I just want that 500i right now. I need you to sell it to me. And I said, okay. And it was fine. So how do we plan on doing this? Well, I don't have any sandpaper sheets. Let's see. Hold on a second. Let me catch the comments real quick. Steel dealers are parts changes, not mechanics, in my experience. Exactly. So that's why even myself, I don't consider myself a mechanic. Yes, I tinker more than a lot more than these shops around here, but I don't know, man. We're saw anyways. We're just saw people. We do this because we love it. I do it because I love it. Because if I didn't love this, I wouldn't be here right now. And that's just how it is. So how do I plan on attacking this? Since we don't have sandpaper sheets, I don't even have Scotch-Brite right now, but we have this amazing tool right here. Okay, this is they call it a rotary or flex shaft grinder. It's just a different style Dremel. Oh, hey, yo, we gotta keep it chill though. We gotta keep it chill because Dad just showed up right now, and I don't know, man. I'm scared. Ground, what's up, my friend? Good to see you. Ground pounder, just doing some ground pound shit. I think there's an AKA now. There's an AKA now. Saw pounder. I freaking love that name. Okay, so we're gonna hit it with. I'm gonna hit it with this. Don't know what grit it is. Doesn't matter because we don't need to go much. Hey, everybody, chill, bro. For real. Dad's been drinking, eating bomb ass barbecue. He ain't playing. Nah, he ain't been drinking. Well, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. That's none of our freaking business, though. Jesus, people, relax. Have some respect. Okay. So let's go ahead and get this little... And by the way, flex shafts or these rotaries are not supposed to look like this. Ours is broken, but we're still able to use it. I know. We're ghetto over here, I guess. But you know what? We make it work. So let me just go ahead and get this set up. Because either way, I do need to go to the shop tomorrow and pick up a parts order that I ordered earlier this week. Top end kit for a 661. Bunch of other little things for repairs. So either way, I do have to go there tomorrow. So if I can kill two birds with one stone, that would be good. So let's just go ahead and get this little sandpaper here on there. So the wheel, like I said, you don't need much, especially what we have here. I know it's hard to, I know it's hard to tell on the stream, but really, it's not bad. It's not bad. The piston, though, horrible. It's amazing to see how some of these things turn out. So supposedly there's with the 500i there's this thing where the computer if it hits 14,000 rpm or more, it's overheating and it just shuts itself down. From what I understand, this is just from a little Google research. These 500i's have a peak rpm of like 9 or 10,000. I don't know. I don't know though. So let's just get it going here. So we're gonna go ahead and take off our carbide burr. That is what I would use to do that whole porting stuff. It's literally just some guy knows. These are actually just the little set that I got off of Amazon for about 15 bucks. They are shitty burrs as far as from my understanding. They don't really, I don't know, they don't hold up that great, but they work. I would like to try some of those preferred, not our, I know that sounds kind of corny because our name is preferred, but no, the preferred bits burrs, those things look pretty sweet. Let's go, some guy ported with some more RPM. Yay! I want this thing to push 20,000. Settle down, Francis. What? Okay, so this is what we got going on. This is what we're going to use. What grit is that? All that matters is that you do not go through the chrome plating. But again, this is not that bad, so it's just a couple little passes, hopefully, and we should be good to go. Good thing I never tried muriatic acid. I was just watching one of Tin Man's videos. If you guys don't know who Tin Man is, and you guys are saw builders, you should go check. You know what? I hate saying you should. Maybe go check him out if you'd like. The man could probably teach you a little something, like muriatic acid. Okay. We got our little foot pedal. This. Oh, we should probably turn the power on. This is the little flex shaft that I use. Also off of Amazon. With the carbide burrs and the little motor, I spent maybe 120. And we don't do porting every day. But these tools right here, this tool has came in clutch for so many things. Sharpening, obviously the porting, sanding. I mean, it's just so many things. As long as you keep a creative mind of how to use or incorporate this tool, it's because I really thought I was going to use this just for porting, but I've used it for so many things. I've actually used it for more things than I have porting. Okay. It's even got a little foot pedal and blah, blah, blah. It even came with this little set right here. I don't know what the hell these are for. These little green things. But they smell like crap. They smell bad. I almost threw them out at one point, but then I realized, you know what? With my luck, I'm going to throw them out. And I'm going to end up needing them for something. Ready? Did you guys catch that two-step? Ready? Okay, before I burn up that little motor, let's just settle down. It's a 380 watt. Supposedly it's 500 to 23,000 revolutions a minute. Or little spinny spins, I don't know. Let's see here. My Porter Tool one is ridiculous, man. It is domed and decked too. Oh. See, that's what we would love to have one day, is to be able to learn how to deck. Machining, that's like the end all be all. That's the full treatment right there. Right now we just do just good old regular tradition, just but goals. Like when Aaron posts his videos of machining, I could just sit there and watch that little machine spin all day. I could just sit there and just, it's amazing. Let's see. Some guy, sorry guys, and I don't mean to leave you guys hanging on the comments. Let's see here. I've done some work with acid. It's not bad. Exactly. That's the problem. It could get into the, into the underneath the plating and all that. From what Tin Man was saying on his video last night, because I promise you guys, when we're not in the shop, we're on our phone. Just a lot of the time, it's obsessive research and things. But he was saying how if it's like cheap chrome or like, I forget what this chrome plating is called, but he doesn't even mess with it. But he doesn't really mess with the acid anymore. But let's see. Yeah, no, this thing is good for a lot of things. These rotary tools, like I said, it's just the Dremel with or they call it a flex shaft because it's got a flexible little thingy. But yeah, no, it's they're great. So let's just see what we can do here. I'm gonna turn on this light. It's my grandfather's old school light. It's a really cool light. I used to be one of those people like, oh, why are you wearing safety goggles, bro? That's silly. Dude, safety goggles are important, especially doing this kind of stuff. Air compressing. One of the things that I like to use these for is when I'm pulling fuel lines, because I've had it where even though I drain the fuel and everything, I've had times where I go to pull a fuel line and that shit squirts. It gushes, man. And the one time I had safety goggles, it just right into my eye. Luckily, I had these on. We like our vision over here. I know it's to some it might be a little scare factor, but no, man. Especially cutting. Anyways. Okay. So let's just see. I don't know. I'm just gonna go for it. Also, too, when I'm doing this, like how I'm doing this right now, or when I'm porting, I let the tool do the work. So right now, yes, I'm applying some pressure for it to make contact with what I'm doing, but I'm not sitting there just pressing up on it. I'm just letting the tool, meaning the sandpaper, do its thing. Same thing when I'm porting. Especially when you're doing porting, those carbide burrs, they're very abrasive. They take off material very quickly. It doesn't take much. So I just let the tool do the thing, its thing, and that's it. So that's what I'm doing here. And I think a lot of the reasons, I think part of the reason why shops like your local shop won't do what we're doing here is because they know that they're kind of obligated to charge you labor because it's, for one, a lot of those guys, it's not their own business, so they have to follow their company's business plan or whatever model, and they have to charge labor for every little minute that they spend, and they know that most people will not pay that labor. um, so it's easier for them to say, you know what, man, just drop that 300-400 bucks and get a let's see. Alrighty, Ground, much love to you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Let's see. Mr. Price, 627. It's been a while. It's been a while since all right. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Everything's good? It's been better. Meaning, wait, that made it sound like things were not good. Things are better these days. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. 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 Well, the markings are gone. At least right here, where the area, the area that I'm working on. Really, at this point, it would just be some final touch stuff like hitting with some Scotch Brite, just to kind of make it look a little bit cleaner as far as like the finish. Wow. Okay. So where it gets tricky for me doing this, okay, woohoo, is as you can see, my little bit here is only so long. So getting up to the top here is going to be a little tricky. I might have to hit it with some stamp, like a little sheet of sandpaper. But oh yeah, that's a little gougy right there. But thankfully that's the only spot. So I'm going to just make sure I hit up over that transfer pretty good right now. Ooh. Just kidding. We joke right now. Already some guy. Later, my friend. Thank you for being here. We'll catch up a little later. If anybody's interested, some guy's saw shop, go check him out and see what he does to his saws. Just a fellow enthusiast doing what he loves. I mean, what more can you say? That's the best thing. I'm actually getting in there pretty good with that. Okay, it's still a little catchy catch right there. I really don't think that will affect anything, but since we're already here, we might as well try to get it. All right. I am going to apply a little pressure right there to that zone, to that little area. I don't feel the gougy. Oh, a little bit. A little bit. But it's a lot better, though, than what it was. For real, it is. I'm going to apply slightly more pressure than I was before. Oh, it's raining again. Yes. Hasn't rained since last night. So one thing that I am, the rule that I'm applying to what I'm doing right now, which is just some sanding, I'm applying to continuously, keep the tool moving as if you were to port. That's one of the things that I picked up from when I was starting to look into porting and learn how to port, is that you want to keep the tool moving. You don't want to just leave it in one spot. Obviously, sanding like this is not as abrasive as porting, but same thing. I like to apply that little rule. Just keep the tool moving. Don't let it sit there for too long in one spot. But you definitely want to follow that rule when you're porting, because, like I said, and most of you probably know, these burrs are very abrasive. They take off material very quickly, and I've already experienced not moving the tool continuously. I left it there for just half a second, and things went almost terribly wrong, but they went wrong. But it was fun because we were learning at that point. So it gave us an opportunity to learn how to correct. And obviously, by correcting, you're removing more material, you're expanding the port and all that. So, but the thing is, you want to keep the tool moving at all times. Um, that's just what I like to try to follow, just to be on the safe side. So okay, all right, okay. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just passing my fingernail over the sleeve to see if anything hangs up on the nail. It's just a way to know how bad the scoring is or the markings are. If it's catching your fingernail, then that's considered a, I think from what I understand, it's considered a gouge. But that area that was a little gougey is, I don't feel it anymore. So that's a good thing. And I said just a little bit ago that I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get all the way up to the top there, but I was able to do so. So now I'm going to just one more little pass. Okay, and I'm going to just go through the whole cylinder just to give it a nice even. Finished up my buddy's 046 today. It didn't get porting or anything like that. We were just doing some general stuff. Got some new parts. Gave that all preferred cleaning. And like I said, some new parts. And all we have to do now is do some testing. And I'm not just saying it because I did it, but it really came out. It came out looking great. Well, no, it did come out looking great. I was gonna say that sounds really full of shit, but no, it came out looking great considering to what it looked like. I'll be posting some videos here soon. One video will be showcasing, just the gist of the saw, and then a couple of like informative videos. dude. So, uh, so I was gonna say, I was saying earlier how I wanted to clean the cylinder up and then take it to my buddy over at the shop so we can plug it in, do the whole little reset crap on this thing. But being that the piston is so shot that the piston rings are like seized onto the piston, even if he does the reset, I think that's what they do. Um, we can't run it like that. I can't run it like that. But we're gonna still try to get the reset done so that way when we get the piston, we can reinstall everything. And if I can get this to run good again, I'm gonna hook up my buddy and we're gonna port this thing for him for funsies. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just going around the whole cylinder sleeve just to give it a nice even little cleanup. Although that's pretty much it. One thing to keep in mind if you're going to be doing this, whether you do it with a rotary tool or sandpaper, a sheet of sandpaper, this is just what I've picked up from Tin Man from watching his video yesterday on restoring a cylinder sleeve. You want to just make sure that you're not hitting your transfers or your ports. You're not like essentially like, what is that? Like lipping them off or creating any edges on your transfers or anything like that, because that will cause some problems. All right. Okay, there's a little... It's hanging up actually a little bit. I actually didn't see this spot here. It's a little hang up. I'm almost positive that I could leave it like that, but we're already here. This is just a side project anyway, so my buddy was like, you know what, dude? He's like, have your way with it. He's like, it can't get any worse, can it? It actually could. But so right now we're just gonna hit it a little bit more right here on the bottom here part. Bottom here part. Whoa. Okay. We're gonna hit it a little bit here. Okay. We're gonna do a little more. And I'm gonna hit it a little bit more up at the top here because I didn't fully clean it up right there. Oh yeah. Okay. So now it's an even, kind of clean there. Let's get more up at the top. Okay. Let's just stop right there. Ooh. Okay, now I'm going to hit that little part right here on the bottom of the sleeve where it's still slightly hanging up. I could feel it, just a tad. I really feel positive or confident that it wouldn't affect performance or compression, but again, if we're already going to be here, we might as well try to get it as best to our ability. So just a little bit right here. And this time I am going to apply some pressure. Still feel it. I know part of that is just OCD. Man, I got a mess over here. Jesus. Okay. I'm just going to call it good right there because I don't want to keep going. My heart tells me to do a little more. If my gut was like, you know what, bro, you need to just stop right there. Listen to your heart. All right. That's it. Yeah. And that's it. Our door stopper this evening, sponsored by, or not sponsored. I know you're not gonna be able to really tell, but yeah. I'm gonna take a little bit more right there because it still doesn't have. I'm gonna go in between these two transfers right now. Well, it's actually between one of the transfers, upper transfers, and the air intake, just right in between. Oh yeah. Right on. Let's see. I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of this purple power here. That piston, man, that's like the worst part of it. That's like the. Whew. Yeah, brothers and sisters. I don't know. Harry, are you divorced yet? What? Don't you have to have a partner in order to be divorced? Because we're not even on step one, bud. The partner. We ain't got none. There's Jack for that. Ah. Oh, we know. I was gonna say I was gonna make a joke, but just gonna leave it at that. I promise we do have a sense of humor here, but we are trying to keep it chill here. John Bruner. I apologize if I screwed that one up. Just got here. Are you removing scoring or what's the deal? Whoa, sorry, dude. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, sir. So there, right now it was just markings. So like aluminum transfer, I think that's what they call it. At least that's what Tin Man was calling it. Transfer from the piston to the cylinder sleeve. There was one area, actually two little areas that were kind of catching on our fingernail. So at that point, it would be considered a gouge. At least that's what most call it. But it's nothing. It was nothing super severe. But so this is this 500i. This is the second time that it's back. At this point, we're just messing around to see if we can clean it up and then take it to a shop to get the computer reset. Because I think what happened was that it overheated, and from what I understand is that the computer on these 500i's, once it reaches a certain RPM, I was told 14,000. I don't know, that it basically just shuts itself down, and then you have to go in and reset it. There is a lot of significant damage on the piston. The rings won't even move; they're like stuck on there. So we know for sure we're going to do a piston replacement. The sleeve itself, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It had some markings, but nothing a little sandpaper can't fix. Like I said, it did have a couple spots where, it was catching on the fingernail just slightly, but it seems like we have corrected that. And right now, I'm just the OCD at this point. We're just trying to make sure everything looks even, so that way when we hit it with a little Scotch-Brite or whatever we're going to do to give it a nicer finish, it just looks more even. But as far as the actual cleaning, it's already done. I know I could show you guys, but you're really not going to be able to tell. Just because I feel like the focus on the live streams isn't very good. I don't even know what grit this is. I'm just, obviously we're taking caution. We're not applying too much pressure. We're just mainly letting the sandpaper bit here do its thing. On the parts that it did catch up on our fingernail, we did apply some more pressure, but you know, we're still keeping caution, making sure that we don't start going through the chrome plating. But I mean, you'd really have to be sitting there to go through the chrome plating. At this point, like I said, it's just OCD, going through the whole thing, just making it look more even. But we're good here. Like in between the transfers right there, just a slight little pass. And I think we're good now. As he keeps going, right? Like, okay, bro, we're good. Let's just stop right there. Okay. Our flex shaft here is broken, so normally, it should not do this. But you gotta do with what you got. And we're done with this. Well, actually, you know what? We're not. So let's see. I have a 500i. Looks like it might be doing that. Looks like markings, but I didn't tear it apart yet. So really, that's the way to tell. Either pass your fingernail through the sleeve or take a little screwdriver, but be very careful, you know, and if it catches up on your flathead or whatever, then it's gougy. But if it's not, it's just transfer. So like I said, just using the reference that Tin Man was using on the video that I was watching, it's just aluminum transfer. So transfer from the piston to the sleeve or vice versa. I'm not sure. Let's see here. Oliver Lander. Good to see you, my friend. Welcome back. Still going strong. Appreciate the kind words, man. Appreciate the kind words. But yeah, no, just pop off the cylinder. It's not that crazy. Just your 4 mounting screws. Push through your little baffle through this little thing right here. And then what you really want to make sure to pull your fuel lines, and then just be careful when you're pulling off the cylinder head that you do not tear your little wire that's mounted onto your fuel injector. And that's pretty much it. Okay, let's go ahead and set this thing down. I wish I could show you guys better. You know what? I could. Let me kind of give you an idea of what this piston looks like, because it is ugly. Come on over. Ooh, that's horrible. Can you tell? Look at that. Piston rings won't even move. Very gougy. Definitely probably overheated here. So very bad. Very bad. I'm surprised the cylinder sleeve doesn't look worse. That is the worst part of it. You can clean up pistons from what I understand, but we're not even going to bother with this one. Piston rings are shot up. Just not even worth it at this point. Plus our buddy / customer, I hate saying customer, but everyone's a friend. He's like, bro, just order that piston. Let me know how much it costs. Let's see how we can clean up that cylinder first, and then we'll go from there. So here is what we have done. Obviously, as you can tell, it doesn't look good, but we just have to kind of polish it up a little bit with some Scotch-Brite. But as far as markings, anything else, we have corrected that. Obviously, like right there, you can still see some little outlines, but nothing's hanging up on our fingernail. There's no more markings. Compression was still good, surprisingly. But the main reason why this came to us in the beginning was that it was not getting spark. When we had our 500i, it was brand new. I was calling it our shop 500i. I troubleshooted it every which way, process of elimination, starting off with the ignition module, this thing here. Then I went and troubleshooted it with the generator. This is the generator that sits right behind the flywheel. And then the ignition sensor. Still couldn't get spark, but if it is true that these things have kind of like a fail safe or whatever, once it hits like a certain RPM, they told me 14,000, then we would have to connect it first to the MDG to do a reset on it. I really don't know what that process is like. So that way, basically it can recommunicate to itself that, hey, I'm fine now. So I don't know. Some of this new technology is kind of cool, I guess, but it's a little bit more tricky when you want to try to work on something yourself. Overlander, how are the raccoons? Dude, I haven't seen the raccoons, but the skunks, oh, they're still around. They're still around. Although I think the raccoons and the possums will start coming out because the last time that I saw them was around this time of year, so it might just not be their season, or maybe they've migrated somewhere else. But right now, skunks are holding it down over here. They are not playing. So this is what we've done. So now it's just a matter of trying to polish it up a little bit with some Scotch-Brite or something. But as far as markings or scoring, we have corrected that. So, all we did was use this little sanding bit. I don't know what grit that was. Tin Man was using 180 grit. This is what they call a rotary or flex shaft grinder. It's just a Dremel though. It's just a Dremel. And then it has a foot pedal, variable speed. This one is a 380 watt. The speed is 500 to 23,000. I'm guessing that's revelations a minute. But you don't need much more than that for this kind of work, in my opinion. So that's where we're at. This little flex shaft grinder rotary tool did come with this little kit. I got this off of Amazon. Supposedly this is for polishing. So let's go ahead and give this a little try. All right. Let me set you guys back over here. Oops. Let's see. Oh boy. Oh boy. There we go. Wow, crazy how bad that looks. Yeah, that piston's one of the worst that I've seen come through my own shop since doing this for ourselves now since like the end of July. I just met Tin Man. No, Tin Man's legit. He's cool. Just a fellow saw guy, fellow human being doing what he loves. So, but yeah, John, it's really no big thing. Just like I said, your 4 mounting screws, T27s. Just go ahead and push through your little baffle here, your little rubber grommet. That's the best way I can describe it. This little guy here. Before you do that, pull these 2 lines off, and then make sure as you're unmounting your cylinder, that little cable, that little wire is attached here. So just go ahead and remove that. It's this little tiny T something here. And that should be good to go. It might be a little snug like ours was earlier, but you got this, man. You got this. For real, you do. Wow, a lot of text message. Why all of a sudden we're popular? Okay. We're not going to be here too much longer, but we're going to still be here for a second. I'm going to try to see if this polishing bit will do anything. At least that's what the set said it was for, polishing. Okay. Let's see what we got going on. I know it seems ridiculous with the safety glasses, but you can never be too sure. I mean, I don't know. Especially pulling fuel lines. Even if you flush your fluids, I've had fuel lines and gas just go psh, and luckily I was wearing these things because it went right into my eye. Or, well, close to going into my eye. So let's just see what this does. Let's see. Sweet thanks, man. Won't work. You need the paste. It really does, man. Like, yeah, especially matter like little birds and stuff. I thank God I've never gotten to that point, but that's why sometimes I feel ridiculous wearing these, honestly. But better safe than sorry. Okay. We still got like some little like darker spots, but it's not that big of a deal. But looks a little better. But yeah, we're gonna have to probably get a little bit of Scotch Brite or like Overlander or like John says, maybe some sort of something. But for now though, but no markings, no gougy spots. Like I said, those little black speckles. I mean, if I really wanted to get real OCD going, I could just hit those up real quick. But the main objective here has been hit. See, like that little spot right there, you can still see some little outlines of the markings. But let me just double check to make sure that those are not that little spot is not hanging up anything. Nope. Smooth, 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 smooth. I'm gonna just give it a nice little clean with some of this purple power. It's one of my favorite cleaners right now. When I was working at the power equipment shop that I started at, they used super cleaner, which I really liked it a lot. But the purple power though, honestly, it's the same stuff in my opinion. If anything, I think purple power has been around longer than super cleaner. The foam, I would not recommend. At least in my opinion, I didn't like it. Okay, let's see what we got. Ooh. Yeah, I think a little Scotch Brite. It'll just kind of clean up the finish a little bit. But as far as anything else goes, I think it's ready to rip. So obviously, like I keep saying, I keep mentioning OCD. Obviously, the uneven finish is driving your boy a little crazy, but that's not the point here. I mean, obviously, we want to leave it looking clean, but maybe tomorrow we'll run out to the hardware store and pick up some Scotch Brite, maybe some finer grit sandpaper, and just do a nice little. Actually, no more sanding. Just a nice little. Try to polish it up a little bit, as far as just making it look cleaner. But we have eliminated markings, the very very minor little gougy spots that we had, which was one on the bottom here of the sleeve, and then one up on one of these, like above one of these transfers. But other than that, I think we're okay. I think we're okay. Obviously, we won't know until we run it and whatnot, but I think we're okay. The piston, however, not okay. Not okay. So let me just give you a little closer look again of the piston. Ooh, yikes. Look at that. Piston rings won't even move. Jeez. So yeah, this is the worst of it. So new piston, cylinder sleeve has been cleaned up. Like I said, at this point, it's just some minor little details, like just cleaning up the finish a little bit. But being the condition of the saw, I know it looks relatively clean. That's just because I did clean up this area when I was doing the troubleshooting. This was, oh, I don't know, at least 3 weeks ago. But either way, before this, it's a nice 500i, very good condition 500i. So I don't think the cause of this was any debris or any junk getting into the cylinder. I really think it was just severely overheated. That's just my guess. Because like I said, there's no carbon deposits built. Well, let's see. There's a little bit of carbon building up, but not like how I'm sure most of us are used to seeing. Relatively clean. Obviously, you won't be able to see the intake, but so I think this was just simply just overheating, running the saw a little too hot or a little too hard. My buddy says that they run a full synthetic blend, so in this case, they're running the Steel HP Ultra. So I don't know if it was poor gas mixture, but again, I'm not really too sure. Or lean, yeah, I mean, or lean, but this is a fuel injected saw, so I mean, we would like to think that in a perfect world, it's dialing itself in, but of course, anything can happen. Really, I'm still trying to understand these 500i's. Same thing with M-Tronics. They're a little different. But in other cases, yeah, or too lean. Maybe you just have your carburetor adjusted a little too lean. Maybe you went up somewhere and had to tune your carb, and then you came back down to a certain elevation, and maybe you forgot to retune your saw. I don't know. But no, you're right, Overlander. Or too lean. You're right. That can definitely happen. So anyhow, for now, this is it. That's all I wanted to do tonight. I was going to put this off until tomorrow, but we came back from going out to getting something to eat. And I was like, you know what? It's still early in the day. We got back at like 5:30 p.m. here my time in California. It's now 7. It's about to be 7:50 p.m. And I was like, you know what? Let's just get it. At least let's tear it down and get into it. But I think we've made some very good progress. So tomorrow, like I said, I'll probably just run out, grab a little Scotch-Brite just to see what it does. Now I can communicate to my buddy and say, hey, look, man, I think I've cleaned up the cylinder a fair amount. Let's just go ahead and think about that piston, and then just put you guys right over here at this point. Let's go ahead and think about ordering that piston now. And either way, I do have to go into the shop tomorrow to pick up some parts. I have to pick up a top end kit, piston and cylinder for a 661. I need to pick up two hand guards, so the chain brake little handle. People call it a handle. It's a hand guard. It's for the chain brake for a 201, and for another 500i. The 500i broke. It was cracked right here at the end or corner. I was making an update video, and it was my fault. I wasn't being careful. I went to go pick up the saw to look at the mount that goes underneath the crankcase in the front for the handle, and with the weight of the saw, it kind of tilted a little bit, and it snapped right off. So we're covering that cost because again, it's our fault, because other than that, it was perfectly functional until it broke. So that's $40 right there. And what else are we picking up? Oil seals for a 461, the clutch side. We already have the fan wheel side. I honestly did not know that they run two different style oil seals. On the flywheel side, they run a more quote-unquote traditional style, and then on the clutch side, it's like it almost looks like a bearing, but it's just a heavier duty oil seal. So I didn't know that, so that's all we're waiting for. And then tomorrow I need to do a carburetor replacement on a unrelated 461. And that's pretty much it for right now. Just finished up my buddy's 046. It got a full cleaning, really nice cleaning, looks really good. It got a rewind starter assembly, ignition module, carburetor. What else? A new piston. It wasn't even that bad, but he's like, you know what, man, I want it 100%. So to save any downtime or to avoid any downtime or delay, I was like, man, you want to just go ahead and do any piston? They said, let's go for it. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, guys, as of right now, the main objective of this live stream was to do this. Really, like I said, I was just going to tear it down and pull the cylinder and then come back tomorrow and start doing it. But it's still early in the day here. We normally don't get out of here until about 8:30. We try not to go past 9 o'clock p.m. my time, but you know, which thankfully we haven't done because we've just been getting out here earlier and just doing our best to stay focused. And I don't have to apologize because I never promised that we were going to be doing live streams every day, but you know, I know some of us got used to doing live streams every day, at least a couple times a day. But one thing that has kind of slowed down the live streams is just because I've noticed that I still didn't know how to balance live streams with the work. It was kind of affecting productivity a little bit more. But I feel like I figured out how to balance that, and that's basically just stay focused. As much as, you know, I hate feeling like I'm ignoring the comments, but some of you guys know when your boy starts mumbo jumboing, whew, it's like, shut the fuck up, bro. But we're gonna get back on track with that. Not a promise, that's just one thing that we are gonna get back on track. Anyhow, for right now, for tonight, we're done. Just wanted to clean up the cylinder sleeve. Tomorrow, part of the plan is to go to the hardware store here. That's about like 10 minutes away. Pick up maybe a nice little fine sheet of sandpaper, some Scotch-Brite, and maybe see if there's anything like John said, maybe something to help polish up the sleeve a little bit more. But I think Scotch-Brite alone will do the trick. And then make our way to the shop, pick up our parts order, and take our 500i and see if we can get that reset done. Well, first I'm going to call the man and be like, hey man, so what does that even involve? So or to see if that's even how it works, because I really don't know. You know, right now I'm making it sound like, oh, we just got to take it, they got to plug it in, do a little thing to it, but it might be more than that. So I'm not really too sure. So we're still learning about these 500i's, and hopefully with all of you tuning in, we're going to learn about them together. Because if you really do any YouTube searches, there is some information out there as far as like troubleshooting the gadgets on these things, but it's still, I feel like the information on these are still really kind of not non-existent, just maybe a little limited potentially. So but that's just part of the journey, is to learn, to find things out, and to share the knowledge. So if anybody has any questions, comments, or concerns, I'm going to hang out for just a few more minutes. It's 7:56 here my time, PM, so we're going to go for a few more minutes in case anybody, like I said, has any questions, comments, or concerns. If you have any concerns, we do have a form for that. So if you'd like to fill one out, let me know. I can get you a copy of that form, and you can submit it to someone who cares. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, but really, if you have any concerns, let me know. I mean, we're only here to try to better ourselves, the channel. This is our channel, so your feedback is important. So yeah, like I said, we'll hang out for just a little bit here. maybe 3 more minutes until it hits 8 o'clock. We're gonna come back tomorrow and clean up our mess because, boy, it's messy right now. Let me give you a tour of our shop and see what it looks like. You might be a little disappointed, but we're just trying to make it look like we're doing something. So this is our little bench area. By the way, this is all Grandpa's shop. This is, other than our junk that we started bringing in, everything else is Grandpa's, and he's, thank you to him, we're allowed to be in here and get some work done. So this is our bench, Grandpa's toolbox. Like I said, we've taken over some of these drawers, like this drawer. It's basically just lubricants and things like that. Our main tool area, which most of them are, oh boy, are over here and over there. This is our, oh boy, let me see. Oh boy. This is our little like sharpening burr bit area here. Some junk up here, some chain stock, but oh boy, look at all this. Jesus. Oh my goodness, they're living like bikers over there. Just tools everywhere. This is all of our 500i. These are amazing, these little magnetic trays. Our little part stock and more parts stuff over here. 200T that we finished doing for our friend. And yeah, but this is it. Big Bertha's back there. Cobalt bits. Yeah, no, they're well, that might be another word for them. The carbide burrs. They're just little $15 burrs that I got on Amazon. It came with like 24 different style burrs that we use for our halfway broken little flex shaft grinder. What else can I show you before I head out? This is next on the porting list. This is a, I'll give you guys a chance to see if you guys want to guess what this is. Look at the markings. I know most of you know what this one is. It's a little baby, little 25cc, under a horsepower. It's for a top handle chainsaw. Any guesses, any guesses, any guesses? Whoa. Echo 2511. That's what it is. That's what it's for. What H? A handguard crazy. You can beat them things in the woods and John Brunner. Yes, sir. 2511. Yeah, those handguards, man. They're interesting little things. Also, just a quick little tip. I know I just posted a short not too long ago on this little tip and trick. But if you're getting ready to, oh, John, this is actually a good one for you, not to single you out, but if you are going to go ahead and pull your top end or your cylinder head off of your 500i and you're going to go and remount your cylinder head over your piston, there's something to know. We learned this the hard way. So this is not a chainsaw piston. This is a steel, I think it's like a FS 160 piston. But on the piston, you see that little pin right there? I call it a pin, some call it a rod. So what you want to do is, in order for your piston rings to fully compress, when using your compression ring here, when you're going to go remount your cylinder, you want to make sure that your piston clears, or excuse me, that your ring clears that little pin, just like you see there. This is a double ring piston. There's ones that have single one, so there's going to be two different pins. So you see how the focus is, so you see how it's like this. Your piston ring is not going to fully compress even if you are using a piston ring compressor. And what's going to happen is you're going to sit it up on the piston. These little piston rings are pretty fragile, and what's going to happen is you're going to break it, and that's not going to be a good time. So just make sure that your piston ring clears that pin, If it's a dual, just make sure it's clearing both pins. So this is one of them, and then here's the other one. So you just want to move it over. Boom, just like that. Okay, and then you go ahead and grab your little piston ring compressor. You don't need any certain brand. They all work the same. The only thing that is different is the price. So you're gonna go ahead and sit it over your rings. And now you're gonna be fully compressed. And you'll be able to tell. And that's it. Because if not, let's just... Okay, so now, right now, they're not clearing those little pins. Oh. So, see how it's not fully compressed? I know it's hard to tell. Do you see that? So if you try to mount your cylinder, you're gonna end up breaking one of those piston rings or both. We've already done that we've already learned that the hard way. Also, too, fun fact: the little arrow on your piston, there is a right way to position those. So the arrow is going to go facing... Anybody? I know one of you knows. The arrow is going to go facing the exhaust port. So let's just say this piston is for your 500i. So that little arrow, you want it facing the exhaust port. Like that. Now that's it. Overlander, you know what's up. So anyhow, that's all I have for you guys for tonight. I appreciate everyone that's here right now, taking the time out of your spooky day. Happy Halloween. I like to observe Halloween. I know everyone's like, a lot of people are like, bro, that's not even a holiday. It is. If you're going to be out tonight, for whatever reasons, just be safe out there. Be safe out there in general. And if all goes well and we make it to see tomorrow, we will be here maybe tomorrow. So, but yeah, we're going to do our best to get back on the live streams. And again, appreciate everyone for being here, and all the love and support, your kindness, and catch you guys on the next one. So laters. Also, and John, you got that, man. You got that little, you got that, man. You're going to be able to remove that cylinder. You got this, clean it up if it's not super bad. But I got faith in you, man. And if you need help, we'll be here for you. Much love to you guys. See ya.